Welcome back to Narrations, the channel where movies come alive through words. If you've ever wanted to relive the full experience of a classic film without watching the whole thing, you're in the right place. Today we're stepping into the Prohibition era, a time of gangsters, bootleggers, and lawmen determined to uphold justice against impossible odds. This is The Untouchables, 1987. The film opens in 1930s Chicago, a city drenched in corruption and ruled by the iron grip of mob boss Al Capone, played with chilling swagger by Robert De Niro. Capone isn't just feared, he's untouchable. His empire thrives on bootlegging alcohol during Prohibition, and with the police and politicians bought off, no one dares to challenge him. But one man stands in his way, Treasury Agent Eliot Ness, played by Costner. Ness arrives in Chicago with a simple mission: to enforce Prohibition laws and bring down Capone. At first, Ness is idealistic, believing the law alone can stop crime. But his first attempts fail spectacularly. His raids are tipped off in advance, his men are compromised, and his reputation suffers. It becomes clear, to beat Capone, he'll need to fight fire with fire. Enter Jim Malone, an aging Irish beat cop played brilliantly by Connery. Malone is streetwise, weary, and knows how deep the corruption runs. In one of the film's most memorable moments, Malone lays out the rules of survival. You want to know how to get Capone? They pull a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way. With Malone as his mentor, Ness begins to shed his naivete. Together, Ness and Malone recruit a small team of incorruptible men: George Stone, a young sharpshooter, and Oscar Wallace, a timid but determined accountant. 4 men against an empire. They become the Untouchables. At first, their tactics make waves. In a daring raid on the Canadian border, the team intercepts a liquor shipment and brings in crucial evidence. But Capone is not a man to take humiliation lightly. His reach extends everywhere, and soon, the battle becomes personal. The war between Capone and the Untouchables escalates with brutal consequences. In one chilling scene, Capone smashes a rival's head with a baseball bat during a dinner, a terrifying reminder of his cruelty. Later, Ness's accountant Wallace is gunned down in an elevator, leaving the walls sprayed with blood. And Malone himself, the heart and soul of the team, is ambushed in his home. Despite fighting bravely, he's riddled with bullets. Before dying, Malone manages to leave Ness one last clue: Capone's financial records. The ledger proves Capone's guilt, but Ness is crushed by the loss of his mentor. In one of the film's most iconic sequences, Ness and Stone confront Capone's men at Union Station. Amid the chaos of civilians on the grand staircase, a baby carriage slowly rolls down the steps as bullets fly. Ness saves the child, Stone takes the shot, and the gangsters fall. It's a masterclass in suspense and stylized violence. With Capone's men weakened, Ness finally has what he needs to strike. He delivers the ledger to court, linking Capone to years of tax evasion. In the climactic courtroom showdown, Ness turns the tide when he exposes jury tampering. He points out that Capone's men have bribed the jurors, and forces the judge to switch the jury with another case on the spot. With his empire crumbling, Capone rages but is powerless. The once untouchable kingpin is sentenced to prison. In the aftermath, Ness walks through the streets of Chicago, reflecting on the cost of victory. He's seen men die, ideals shattered, and innocence lost. But the law prevailed, and Capone is behind bars. Asked what he'll do if Prohibition is repealed, Ness answers simply, "I'll have a drink." The Untouchables is more than a gangster film. It's a story of morality, sacrifice, and the fight against corruption. Costner brings stoic determination as Ness, while Sean Connery's Malone steals every scene with his gruff wisdom. The film's stylish direction by Brian De Palma, its Ennio Morricone score, and unforgettable set pieces make it one of the greatest crime thrillers ever made. If you haven't watched The Untouchables, 1987, it's a masterpiece of old-school Hollywood storytelling, full of grit, heart, and unforgettable lines. Thanks for listening to this narration. If you enjoyed reliving The Untouchables, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Narrations. More gripping retellings are on the way, so stay tuned.